So just get nice and comfortable. If you choose to sit up or lay down, totally up to you, but wherever you are, roll your shoulders down your spine. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs or beside you on the ground, palms face up. And start by focusing on your breath. Inhale, fill up your belly, fill up your chest. Exhale, let it all out. And just continue to breathe deeply at your own pace. Really bringing yourself to right here, right now. And so I thought then it might be really great to start with some grounding and even protection. So we'll do grounding and white light for a little bit of time before we move our bodies. So continue to breathe deeply at your own pace and bring your attention to the base of your spine. In the base of your spine, your root chakra, Muladhara. You can imagine, red glowing in that area. The real focus is that the root chakra is going to do exactly that. It's going to start to grow or sprout some roots energetically. So feel those roots start to sprout and then start to make their way down through the mat below you, or if you're sitting on something else, and then through the ground below the mat. Wherever you are, second floor, first floor, porch, anything, these roots will make their way down through the foundation, the floors, ceilings, all those kind of things, all the way down into the earth. So once they kind of bypass and break through all of the structural, architectural pieces, feel the roots start to break through the crust of the earth. And feel those roots continue to break through bedrock and sediment. And if you can, not only be aware of the roots, but really experience the roots. Experience your roots breaking through the earth, connecting you to the earth below you, to the planet that carries us. Feel your roots continue to grow all the way down to the center of the earth. And feel your roots break through the center of the earth. And imagine the center of the earth as you will. It could be flowing hot magma. It can be a crystal cave. Someone I know imagines like this massive, huge rose quartz. And then it may get old, but I really like to imagine the scene from Aquaman, the center of the earth being yet like another earth. Regardless, the center of the earth is where gravity comes from. So not only are we connected to this planet, we're also like held and supported by it. Gravity keeps us from floating off into space. We're really synchronistic. We're really connected. We're like an organism all together. And the earth nourishes us, not just with food, but also with energy. So just picture, imagine the energy from the center of the earth starting to make its way back up your roots and towards your body. And that's the energy of the center of the earth. It's like, it's nourishing and it's supportive. It holds you. Feel that's making your way up the roots, up into your body, starting to fill your body with this healing, supportive, nourishing energy. And feel your body full and supported and nourished. So much so that anything that you don't really need anymore starts to make its way out of your body and down the roots, back down to the center of the earth. So in the medicine wheel, the medicine world, at our solar plexus, that's actually thought or believed to be where we release all of our negative energy, all of the stuff we no longer need. And it's called hucha. And the idea is that this hucha actually feeds the earth. It's like we're in reciprocity, right? If you think about what does reciprocity mean? It's like the exchange we have with the trees. We breathe out CO2, the trees breathe in CO2, and they breathe out oxygen or O2, and then we breathe that in. So it's like this, that's reciprocity. So the same idea with the Earth's energy. We release all that which we no longer need, which is almost like food for the Earth, energetically. And energetically, it like eats it up and then transmutes the energy to healing, to support. And take it or leave it. I really like to think about that now happening kind of like a closed circuit system. The healing energy is coming up one side of the body, and the energy that I no longer need, it can be negative. Maybe it's just like stuff you're done with. Like it doesn't have to have this negative association with it. It's making its way down into the earth. And what I really like for picture's sake is the idea of all of this energy coming from the center of the earth as white light. This is really starting to fill your body up from the inside. And then I usually see the stuff I don't need anymore as like gray or black. And the white light, in being nourishing and supportive, also is key to health. So feel this white light healing your entire body. It's coming up the one side all the way through the body and then releasing that. It's almost like pushing out the stuff you don't need anymore. And pretty soon your whole body is just full of white light. until even white light is coming out of the solar plexus and starts to wrap around you like a cocoon. And feel the white light wrapping very close to your skin all the way around, even underneath your body. So you have white light coming up from the center of the earth, filling the inside of your body, and it is so full now it's starting to wrap around you like a cocoon, like a blanket, like one of those hoodie blankets. And as it makes its way from healing on the inside to the outside, it becomes protection. And more qualities of the earth, more qualities of grounding. It's like firm and strong and stable. Feel yourself completely supported, completely nourished, strong and stable, and very tethered to the earth, very grounded. You come back to the physical body and literally feel the ground underneath your bum, underneath your legs, if you're laying down, underneath your back, in the back of your head. Feel your root chakra very strong in this moment, very balanced. And keep with this white light. And keep with the idea, if you will, of this work being very supportive and light. In these experiences, we can get lost in it being like foreboding and dark. The idea is that it is not. It's not to tell the future. It's not to say there's anything wrong. It's literally like, this is the thing that you're ready to heal this weekend. To love. Here's another piece of you to love. So feel very connected, very supported, very held. And remember your breath. Feel completely surrounded by white light. Feel your roots as white light. And we'll keep the roots, the tether, throughout the entire weekend. We'll be doing a lot of flying and floating. It's important to keep your ground. So if you chose to lay down for meditation, just quietly bring yourself up to seated. Take your time. And if you're seated and it feels like it might be adjustment time, just switch your legs, switch the cross of your legs. And on your inhale, bring your arms up over your head, reach for the ceiling, reach up high. Exhale and bring your left hand to the mat beside you. Lean over, reach to the side, and continue to breathe. And turn your head and your chest to look up. And keep your knees reaching for the mat. Nice, long, slow, deep breath here. The option to stay right where you are, or you can bend a little deeper and reach a little further. One more breath here. And inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. Continue to breathe. Turn your head and your chest to look up. Keep your knees reaching for the mat. Option to bend a little deeper and reach a little further. Inhale, reach both of the arms up over the head. Reach up as high as you can. And exhale your hands to heart center. Bring the soles of your feet together in front of you and pull your heels in towards your groins. Take a hold of your big toes of your feet. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold at the hips. Pull your chest down towards the ground or your feet. Option to use your elbows to push your knees down towards the mat. Just allow your head to hang and your shoulders to round. Something to chew on while we're practicing is this concept or idea of the issues are in the tissues. And we take a lot of emotion and don't necessarily release it. And that may not be true for everyone, but it is for a lot. You know, there's times when we choke down tears and times when we don't say things. And that energy, it has to go somewhere. And so we do store it. The idea of stretching is the idea of releasing those tensions or releasing those sensations or feelings. So just allow whatever to come up and offer it an escape from your body through your exhale. And the idea of, as we work through this weekend, that you're creating some space in your body. We're creatures of habit, so we often don't release for long. We fill up again. But in this way, we can actually choose what we fill up with. The past life regressions offering some offloading of karma, some deeper understanding of lessons. Take one more breath right where you are. And then plant your palms on the mat in front of you and slowly come back up to seated. And bring your ankles out to the side and back behind you and come up onto all fours. Plant your palms below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. Untuck your toes, put the weight into the tops of your feet and just feel the lower back, the lower abs engage as you put the weight into the top of the feet. Keep the weight in the top of the feet. And then inhale, bring the belly towards the mat, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, push into your hands, arch your back, point the top of your head at your mat. Just continue to flow with your breath, inhaling through cow and exhaling through cat. Really warming up, lubricating your spine. Option to over-exaggerate the poses, really trying to get the spine to touch the ceiling, the belly to touch the floor. One more round. And we'll meet with our spines in neutral. Bring the right leg off the mat, kind of up beside the right hand. And just start to make circles with your hips. Always an option to kind of make any movement that feels good for you, especially if what I'm doing is like, no, thank you. Explore that right hip, the hamstrings, the hip flexors. Just opening up and preparing you to sit and lay, lie, lay. And reverse your direction. Start to move in the other way. And then bring your right knee back down to the mat. Switch sides. Do the left side. Left foot off the mat beside the left hand and start to make circles. Just checking out the other side. Moving and feeling. Opposite direction. Bring your left knee back down to the mat. Put the weight into the left knee and the right hand. Bring the right leg up into the air behind you. Reach the left hand back. Take a hold of the right foot. Kick the right foot into the left hand and feel the stretch on the shoulder, front side of the body, the arm. And release and switch sides. Left foot, right hand. Kick the foot into the hand, just open up. And release. And come back, bringing the knees hip distance apart. Keep the hips up over the knees, but walk the hands away from the body, bringing the chest down towards the mat. Puppy pose or Anahatasana, heart melting. And rest the forehead on the mat. If this is quite the stretch, which it can be, there's always the option to bring a block under the chest. And breathe. Feel yourself melting your heart, opening up, releasing tension, releasing blocks. One more breath here. And however that looks to you, slowly make your way down onto your belly. Bring your elbows below your shoulders, plant your palms on the mat in front of you, untuck your toes. Option to keep your head in neutral looking forward, or allow your head to hang and stretch out the back of your neck and the tops of your shoulders. Just tune in to the lower back. Feel the compression in the lower back. I like to think of it like an energetic pimple. Like literally squeezing and compressing the tension from our lower back. Spiritually, it's said to be financial stress. And the idea right now is that we're just so governed by finances that it doesn't necessarily mean being rich means that there's no financial stress. It's like everybody has financial stress. So just let some of that go. That's the back of the body is also stuff we hide. So we're like popping our energetic stress pimple, our lower middle back. This energy can support us in calming the nervous system. Just release the elbows out to the side, plant the hands one on top of the other, and release your head onto your hands. Just feel your body. Lift the head, bend the left knee, bringing the heel towards the bum, and reach the right hand back. Take a hold of the left foot. You can stay propped up on an elbow, or you can release the head down to the mat and kick the foot into the hand. And feel free to switch. Release. Coming back down onto the chest. Bring the left arm out to the side, shoulder height, palm face down, and bring the right palm below the right shoulder. Push into the right hand, and leave it over on the left shoulder. Release your head down onto the mat and do whatever feels comfortable with the legs or the feet. And breathe. And slowly release back down onto the chest and switch sides. Bring the right hand out to the side. Shoulder height, palm face down, left hand below the left shoulder. Push into the left hand. Roll onto the right shoulder. Rest the head on the mat. And breathe. And slowly release back and down onto your chest. And bring both of your hands below your shoulders and slowly take your time, push up onto all fours. And tuck your toes under and walk your hands forward. And lift the hips up, straighten the knees, push the chest towards the thighs. Downward facing dog. So to alternate the bend in the knees or walk out your dog. Warming up the backs of the legs. Remember your breath. Roll your shoulder blades down your spine. Spread the fingers wide. Bend the knees. Look up to the hands and walk the feet up to meet the hands, coming into a forward fold. Allow your head to hang, your shoulders to round. Breathe into the backs of the legs, feeling the hamstrings stretch. And then slowly start to roll up, just like a ragdoll. Allow the arms and the head to hang. Take your time. Coming up, when you get to your shoulders, roll your shoulders down your spine. Head comes up last. Find yourself in Tadasana. Just double check that your feet are hip distance apart. Lift up all 10 of your toes and try to make the bottoms of your feet wider. Imagine that your feet were like cars. And if your feet were cars, imagine where the tires would be. And then push into those areas. So push into the four corners of the bottom of your feet. And just really feel the ground below you. And start to engage. Keep the toes lifted, engage the shins and the calves. Engage the thighs, squeeze the bum. Pull the belly button in towards the spine, lift the chest. Palms face forward, springers spread wide. Arms reaching and engaged. Chin parallel to the mat, to the floor. Just really feel the strength of your mountain. And feel the stability and connection of the ground actually helping you to grow taller and grow stronger. Feel your own strength, your own power. And just really feel the stable ground below you that is here always, no matter what's going on at home, no matter your support system. You always have stable ground below you to help propel you forward on your path. Always. Inhale, bring your arms up over your head, reach up as high as you can. And exhale, fold at your hips, bring your hands to the mat in front of you. Inhale, look up halfway, plant your palms on your shins. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, plant your palms and step back to the top of a push-up. And just stay here for a few moments. Breathe. Spread your fingers wide. Push the ground away from you. Pull your heels up over the balls of your feet. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower your body down to the mat, one line. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders down the spine. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, back down. Start to flow with your breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Untuck the toes, strengthen the legs, lift the kneecaps. Keep the elbows in at the sides of the body, the elbows reaching to the bottom of the mat. An option to lift the hands with every inhale, using the strength of your back to lift your chest. One more round. And exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, push up onto all fours, and then all the way up, downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths here. And push the chest closer to the thighs, put a slight bend in the knees. Bend the knees even more, bringing them all the way down to the mat. Take the knees out as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes together. Push your hips over your heels. Walk your hands out in front of you. Extended child's pose. Release your head to the mat. Breathe. Bend your elbows, plant your palms below your shoulders, push up, bring the knees towards one another, untuck the toes or tuck the toes, and then sit back on the heels. And just reach back, try if you can to make sure all 10 toes are tucked under. And plant your palms on your thighs, roll your shoulders down your spine, sit up nice and tall. So pain always your guide, except this pose. This pose is just painful. Liz calls it toe hell. I think we all call it toe hell now. Just know it's really beneficial for the bottom of your feet, and in no way are you doing any damage. So it's literally like a mind over matter moment here. If you can, just breathe and feel the lengthening of the fascia that runs along the bottom of your feet. Think about this as like payback for all your feet do for you. Payback on steroids. One more breath right where you are. And then bring your hands to the mat, untuck the toes. Some people really like to tap the tops of the feet on the mat. And then untuck the toes and sit back on the heels. You can stay here right like this in Thunderbolt, or you can bring your hands to the mat behind you and lift the knees up off the mat, stretching out the fronts of the feet, the tops of the ankles, the tops of the feet, the fronts of the ankles. And feel the stretch opening up, starting from your foundation. Slowly release the knees back down to the mat. And bring the ankles out to the side and out in front of you. And then come all the way down onto your back. Option to engage the core and slowly roll down. Come all the way down onto the back and then walk the heels towards your bum and just feel yourself on the ground. Feel your spine long. Feel the ground below your hands. Bring your arms alongside your body. And put the weight into your feet and lift your hips up into the air. Option to roll the shoulder blades down, interlock the fingers behind you. Pushing the arms and the hands into the mat. Lift the hips up. Pull the knees in towards one another. Squeeze the bum cheeks. Breathe. And when you are ready, you just release back down to the mat. Take a moment, flat spine again, long spine again. And then hug the knees into the chest. Bring the forehead up to try to touch the kneecap. Squeeze the body around the spine. Release the head down to the mat. Release the feet down to the mat. Bring the arms alongside the body, palms face down, shoulder height, and let the knees fall over to the right. You can take any variation of spinal twist that is calling to you. Whichever position you choose or posture that you choose, just feel that twist in the spine. Imagine it like the wringing out of a cloth, a washcloth. Just sort of like squeezing out the last little bit of whatever we don't need, creating whatever space we can for this weekend, for today's journeys. Your head back into center, engage the core, bring the knees back into center, and let them fall to the other side. Feeling the twist or the wring out on this side. Last little bit of whatever's left. Excavating itself from your body. Remind you of your roots, still being energetically connected to the earth. Bring your head into center, engage the core, bring your knees into center. If there's any posture that's calling to you, feel free to do that. Option for happy baby pose. Just do whatever your body is asking for. Maybe something we haven't done, maybe something we have done. Just feel yourself prepared for today. Firm and strong and stable and protected and supported and held. Still surrounded by white light. Just know that you may forget about it here and there, but it's still there. You consciously set that up. It can fade as the day goes by if you don't think about it. When you are ready, bring your feet down to the mat. Walk your feet away from you until your legs are flat. Push the back of your head into your mat. Roll your shoulders down your spine. Allow your hands to fall away from your body. And palms face up is universal receiving. If you're open to receiving, then palms up. And if you're not, if you're like, no, then just flip your palms face down. Just bring some awareness back into your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Turn your head from side to side. Pull your knees up into your chest, hug them in. Roll from side to side. Eventually rolling all the way over onto your right side. Use your bicep as a pillow. Use the strength of your left hand to push yourself all the way up to seated. Keep your eyes nice and heavy. You get here, roll your shoulders down your spine. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Let it out with a sigh. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue to breathe normally. Bring your hands together, center of your chest. Bow your head. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice this morning. From my heart to yours. Namaste.